We are a meetup community. Is it working? So we're a meetup community of aspiring and sales engineers, anyone who is interested in the field, some software engineers or some AEs really. And the purpose of our community is to just get together, get to know each other, get to know the ecosystem. And today's event is sponsored by Braze and hosted by Andy. So thank you, Andy, for doing great. And I'm just gonna get started. Andy, maybe you wanna.
I sure do. Exciting news, everyone. Maybe first of all, a little bit about Sales Engineers New York. If you're not already in the meetup, join the meetup. If you're not already in the Slack, we also have a Slack group. Very exciting content in there. And then there's also a LinkedIn group for it as well. So definitely encourage you to join. So a quick word from Braze. Welcome to our offices. I've only got about 118 slides to go through, so okay. We're very excited to host you. This is the first ever event hosted in this office. We moved in on June 5th, so you have to pardon this sort of the haphazard AV situation here. Like you see the giant projector behind me, which is not ready until next week. So welcome. We're really excited to host you, and we're super jazzed about this office. Please don't wander around. If you need a bathroom, it's out the door and to the right. If you have something that you need to throw away, please recycle it. If it's recyclable, and if not, throw it away. The building actually finds us. You may have noticed they're quite strict downstairs, and that also extends to recycling. So lastly, we're hiring, although not sales engineers in New York at the moment, but we are hiring, and later this year we'll be hiring more sales engineers in New York. So if you're interested in keeping an eye on that, then braze.com/careers has all that stuff. It's a great place to work, full of wonderful people who are motivated and smart and awesome. So please come join us at some point. So just 3 slides about Braze, and the first is a little bit about some of our customers. Braze started out in the world of companies that needed a strong customer experience to set themselves apart. So you have folks that were born in the mobile world. Anytime you received a message from a Seamless Grubhub, from Venmo, from various of the clients that you see on the screen here today, that was driven through an orchestrated campaign set up in Braze. And what we found happening is a lot of more traditional enterprises, like the ones you see on the right, started to realize that this experience matters because their lunch was getting eaten by the guys on the left. And the great news is that Braze applies to both of these situations. So what we're about is we're about creating these awesome customer experiences that really make your product meaningful to your customers. And this can be transformative. So all of our pizza catered by famous Braze customer Domino's, all their pizza tracker notifications. If you think about this, it seems superficially like something that's just kind of cutesy and a good idea, but what this really is a transformative product experience. Before Domino's came out with the pizza tracker, you would order a pizza, and you would do that by calling, or maybe going to a website, and then you would wait. And for 45 minutes, or an hour and a half, nothing would happen until someone showed up at your door with a pizza, right? Or maybe not. And so what Domino's did is they opened that up, they added transparency to it, and now they're the gold standard in terms of you knowing where your order is after you place it. So this is a type of experience that you can drive with Braze, and so you see that all over. My final slide is a hypnosis slide. They're deeply into the circle. But what we do in order to make this happen is we build a profile on individuals, all first-party data, so there's no ad tech hanky-panky happening here, right? You're going to use that to define segments that update in real time, milliseconds as new information comes in. You use those segments to orchestrate journeys, experiences that you've set up for individuals, and ultimately that can result in cross-channel messaging across all kinds of different platforms, including your own and including ads at the end of the day. Finally, this whole thing is an interactive feedback loop, which is the hypnosis graphic, which is that all the information about what we send itself becomes a piece of data that we feed right back into the loop and can inform further behavior. And we also stream everything out, that little number 5 on the bottom right, to our partners like Imparticle and others like them, Google Cloud Platform, all these types of things, so that you can actually use that data for your long-range BI analysis. But Braze is really exciting. I'm jazzed about the product. That's all I'm going to say about Braze for the rest of the session. So if you want to talk about it later, you can come find me or any of the folks on my team who are here. Welcome.
Thank you so much. All right, so thanks, Andy. So I'm just going to request each of you to just introduce yourself quickly, who you are, what you do. These are our panelists today.
Hi guys, Anthony Westmoreland. I'm the team lead of the solutions engineering team at Imparticle. And so right now we're currently hiring for more SEs. We currently have about 7 on the team globally. And at Imparticle, much like integrating with Braze, we're kind of a middleware layer for customer data. So we collect customer data from pretty much any touch point and then connected down to systems like Braze for push or marketing automation, also to cloud, also to Salesforce, a lot of the tools that you think about engaging with the customer. So happy to talk about it in part after this as well.
Hi guys, Justin McCauley. I run the solution consulting practice in the East for Sprinkler. So I've been there 6 years. I've done literally every SC job you could ever do at Sprinkler. I am also hiring, if you want to come talk to me about that afterwards. We have about 60 SCs globally. I am looking to bring in my 10th for the East Territory. And if you don't know who Sprinkler is, we basically stitch together the front office. So anything from marketing, customer care, to advertising and research, all of that on social and modern channels like messaging. We'll bring all of that in. We'll do a lot of stuff with it. We'll connect to your legacy stack, but I'm not going to bore you with it. So that's that.
You all know me, the sales engineering team at Braze, which we call Solutions Consulting. It numbers 11 people globally, including me. We have 2 open headcounts, one in San Francisco and one in London, unfortunately none right now here. And we'll be growing extensively at the end of the year as we add a whole wave of new account executives and therefore also some new sales engineers. So keep that in mind. Hello, everyone. My chat broke in.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Murky. I'm with F5 Networks, and we make applications highly available and highly secure wherever they are. I'm based out of the New York area. I'm hiring as well, and I'm an SE manager.
Awesome. So, go ahead and get started with our first question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the ground was good.
Yeah, before the ground rules, we've had about 6 events so far at SCNY. Last couple of them were at Salesforce. And there's one special guest who always comes here. He's a senior sales engineer. He always does something really special for us, which is record, make the videos available. We also have a YouTube channel, guys. So on behalf of all the SCNY officers, Brian, please come here. We got something for you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Oh yeah, thanks, Brian. All right, so panel ground rules. We are divided in 3 sections. So the questions focus on ramping and onboarding of SEs. Section 1 and Section 2 is measurement. How do you measure your progress? Who's going to be a better SE versus the other? And the third one is what are the different career paths that lead to that? It says Section 2 times, but we didn't have time. Wow. And then, basic rules. We'll go in a round robin fashion. We'll have time for audience questions to the end, all right? So let's get started.